Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a GOAT. One of the greatest humans to ever be introduced to society, who happens to be the biggest football guy we've ever heard of. Ladies and gentlemen, he's a national champion at the University of Michigan. Now, he's the head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. Ladies and gentlemen, Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, Coach!
Coach, how are you?
Mr. McAfee.
How are you?
So good to see you. Good to see you, AJ. Man, I want you to do an introduction for me.
Okay, I will. Ladies and
Do
gentlemen.
the best.
Yeah, I'll do them whenever you need one. Because anytime you talk, the world gets better. It feels like every press conference you're at, I'm learning of something that I did not know about. The 6 being afraid of 7 because of 7, 8, 8, 9. Perfectly timed, perfectly dropped, perfectly executed. Feels like all your metaphors are entertaining and awesome. Now, let's talk about that. Obviously, your dad, who's got it better than us? Nobody. Why do you think you are such a football guy? And why do you think you are like the perfect coach? Why do you think that is the case in your perspective?
I really just take. I know there's a lot of people say that I just take the personality of the players, of the team, of the organization, the other coaches. I mean, all those great virtues that people have, and just rubs off on me, and I apply it. Our team, the joy that they have playing football and competing together, I am sure that I see it. I mean, it's just right there in front of you. I think I think people see it when they watch the TV. It comes through. Everybody here in the organization is affected by it and been noticing it since day one. Our fans, I know they saw it. This past game was our crowd was really into it and gave us so much support. But you could just go down the list of the guys on the team, and again, noticing it since they're happy for each other's success. Derwin James, Justin Herbert, Khalil Mack. I mean, it's everything about him, every single thing with Derwin. Everything. It's the love of the game. It's the infectious way that he plays and anything he does, meeting environment, training environment. And yeah, that rubs off. I want to get some of that. Justin Herbert, just the love that he has for competition, the fierce competitor that he is. Khalil Mack, I mean, the humble warrior. Again, everything that he does. I mean, advice giver. Anything that he says, you just want to soak it in and be around it and just learn from him. And I could go down the list. Scott Matlock. I mean, he was on with J.J. Watt and just sheer endurance that he has. The versatility. Denzel Perryman, total team guy. Joey Bosa. I mean, it's like him and I breathe the same air. As people. J.K. Dobbins, I just take it. I take his energy, his toughness, his confidence. I don't know if I'm the most confident guy, deep down, but I take it from these other guys. J.K. Scott, I mean, he's a spiritual guidance that he gives us. Zion Johnson is talk about a renaissance man. He could play left guard in the NFL, or he could be a CIA computer programmer. I'll tell you, you both are going to love this. So we had a training camp practice. Zion Johnson gets root canal done. So there's an hour. He gets out of the chair, comes over to practice. Everybody's like, "Hey, Zion, man, you just had root canal." Like, no, I want to go. I want to practice. He practices the entire practice. After practice, we got conditioning, and we're running gassers. He always chooses to run with the skill. The big skill players. He's an offensive lineman. He runs with the big skill, and he leads that big skill group, and did all that an hour after root canal. He got a high ankle sprain 2 weeks ago. Practiced the next day.
Okay.
And it's just. You take it, right. It's infectious. I mean, the things that guys pour into it. I mean, it just rubs off on you. Over and over. Dahn Henley, I mean, he's got the pulse of everything. You know, he's one of those teammates that knows everything, knows he's cool. You know, he teaches you, just stuff, like about life, keeps you young, keeps you vibrant, keeps you energized. Bradley Bozeman, you saw what he did. I mean, somebody was going after Justin. And here he comes. Nobody's gonna mess with my quarterback. Just that protector, that provider. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that makes me other than somebody that just can recognize virtues in other people.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Take them on. You guys had teammates like that, right?
Amen, Coach. But usually they say like a team takes on the identity of the coach. I love that your take is
it's opposite. It's opposite here.
It's exactly. Yeah, of course, that's the most Coach Harbaugh thing of all time, and it makes so much sense. We were just talking, to Coach Belichick, and he was talking about how everybody, and we knew this too, as soon as you went to LA, it's like, hey, they're going to have a tough team. Like that is Jim Harbaugh football. It sounds like this roster was littered with a lot of football guys, and I've heard you say this, like, football guys like me, and I like football guys. Did you find that whenever you got into LA Chargers building, obviously new building, it's very nice now, with that roster and what you've added, do you feel like you have a team that you like respect the amount of toughness, and is this exactly what you envisioned whenever you get to the Chargers as a team?
Yeah, I mean, it was very early on, got here, and I like people that like football. People that like football like me back, and I like them back. But there's guys here. I mean, they love football, and that's it. Just upped it up such a notch, And so yeah, I love these guys. It's gone beyond but just respect. And any respect you give, anybody in our organization, then they give you that respect back, and then some. It comes from the top, the Spanos family, but everybody working to like their job's the most important job in the entire organization, and you see it because everybody's double checking, triple checking, quadruple checking. They got to get it right. Got to do anything and everything to help the team and the organization win. So yeah, it's infectious. You come in every day like, what can I add? What can I add? What can I help with? And there's very little I can do for Justin Herbert. I mean, he's like nobody. He's one of the best of all time. Already he's already breaking these records that prove that and show that. But one thing is, hey, we got to protect this guy. It's like being around greatness every single day. That's what it feels like to me. And hey, we got to protect him. So and our guys like Bradley Bozeman, our offensive line, J.K. Dobbins, Khalil Mack, everybody on the team sees it like, hey man, this guy right here, just let him finish a throwing motion. He is going to do incredible things.
Let him.
So maybe that's the one thing I've added. I can recognize that. We got to have a running game. We got to protect this quarterback, because if not, he is such a hero. He is such a he'll do it all himself. He'll try to do it all himself, and we all know in football that it takes a team. That's why I was so excited after this last game.
The way you talk, this guy, such a hero. And then I think the first time you talked about Herbert publicly, you're like, like a golden goose has like this thing, and you're saying best of all time, and you can go ahead and check. There's records that already prove that. It's like you've been a believer in Herbert, I think, since before you got there. Was a massive piece, I think, of why you went there, and then it's only grown, it seems like, huh?
Yeah, to the point where you're running out of adjectives, to describe him anymore. He's just he's a beast. Half man, half beast, and he'll do anything and everything, for his team. And the two biggest plays of this past game, he made a 4th and 1 quarterback sweep. Where we really didn't block anybody. We might have blocked a guy or two, but there was a lot of guys that weren't blocked. And he just went beast mode, got it in the end zone. Then right before the half, I should have run the ball. I shouldn't have been throwing it there late in the half. He gets hit, doesn't see him, hit, arm hit. There's nobody that could have held on to the ball. But he's got a big hand. He's got great strength, and he was able to finish that throwing motion and get an incomplete pass rather than a fumble that would have, it looked like to everybody in the stadium that was a fumble. Pick it up, Titans score a touchdown, but it was almost inhuman that he was able to hold on to the ball. Those are the two biggest plays of the game. He's our guardian of victory, and it's infectious on all of us. You and I mean, we've all been on teams, right? Oh, yeah. I mean, you see players when they make plays, really the toughness kind of plays, and it rubs off on you. It puts a steel in your spine. Okay, if he can do that, if he's laying it on the line like that, then I can lay it on the line like that. And it ups everybody's game. And Derwin James, Khalil Mack, Zion John, Rashawn Slater, most detailed guy I think I've ever been around. Scott Matlock, what he does, special teams, defense, offense. Just examples come, they just flood you, and it just makes you want to rise up and be worthy to be contribute something to the ball club.
Especially at the quarterback position, that's why the guardian of victory, the inhuman. It's like at quarterback, it is such a powerful thing, and it feels like I guess you're taking on the identity of Herbert, but there's a chance that since you got to town, we're learning a lot.
There's no gene in my body I wouldn't trade with him for. It's incredible.
Go ahead, AJ.
Coach, you seem like a very curious person. I hear people talk about like the smartest people in the world are like curious, always learning, always evolving. Would you say that's the case? And it seems like how you feed off of your players, are you constantly asking them these guys questions and people around you? Not only what I like, it seems like it's not only football questions, even though you're a football guy, like you care about the people as humans.
Well, there's no question about it, and not just the players. I mean, the coaches. I mean, you see what our guys are doing. I mean, those are, who's your confidant in football. I mean, it's the guys that are here, the coaches that are here. Jesse Minner. I mean, I learned so much from him. Greg Roman, Steve Klinkscale, our secondary coach, doing an incredible job. Mike Elston, Mike Devlin gave him a game ball this past week for our offensive line play. I'm always down and talking to Joe Ortiz. Just so much football knowledge. I mean, it's a happy mission. It doesn't have to be one of those. It's grind. It's so hard. We're so miserable. I mean, it's when you got these kind of people that love football. I mean, it makes that the atmosphere. It's a joy. Like I said, the most impressive thing to me was the way the joy with our players are playing football and competing, together. Always happy for the other guy's success. It's kind of like your show there. I mean, I see you guys. You got all the people. You got good guys everywhere. Good ideas coming. Good idea can come from anywhere. And that's
amen.
I watch your show. That's kind of what it's like. That's the atmospheres are like around the Bolt, around our offense. It's like a football, beehive or beaver dam. I mean, there's just an activity of football going on at all times. In any direction you look, people are getting after you. Hey, you want to get that work in? Yeah, I want to get that work in. Okay, well, if you're man enough to get that work in, meet me at 7 a.m. in the weight room. We'll get it in. It's that kind of like, iron sharpening iron. It's fun to be around.
We like to be a beehive of positive sports.
Yeah, we do.
Amen.
Yeah, a beaver dam of good ideas.
Right. Engineering.
Yeah, we like all that stuff, especially when that wood comes up the creek front of one beaver. We're like, damn, that's a good idea right there.
Grab it.
That's a good piece of wood right there. We're going to add into this.
Yeah, well, you see everybody else working, everybody else getting after it. I mean, you don't want to be the weak link.
No.
You want to find a way to contribute, and so that's probably no different than what you do and what we do.
Amen.
Yeah.
Now, granted, yours, you go onto a field and there's a lot more physicality and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
Ours is we just show up and do this. We just do this for a couple hours. See, we do this. We don't have to actually.
Yeah.
A little different game. A little different game in the entirety. But
that looks good. That looks good. And it's original. And you got originality. I don't see anybody else doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right,
Amen.
Coach. Amen. Put it on the ticker. Put it on the SeatGeek ticker for that. Now, to everything that you've said today, there is a very good question coming from AP Tone.
Yeah, Coach, I read an article. It said Saturday you gave a speech about the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald, and I was wondering, have you ever heard a story, watched a movie, done anything where you didn't hear it or see it, and then think in your brain how you could tie it back to being something motivational for a football team?
Very, very few times. Very few times. Yeah, it's yeah, things just get tied back to football for me. I mean, that's guilty as charged there.
I was at a restaurant the other day. Saw this busboy come flying in, dropped his shoulder, turned the corner, scooped up a cup. I thought to myself, wow, this got to be a great Charger. Just the way so everything for you. You can find motivation in everything?
Yeah, in anything, especially if somebody's doing that job with excellence. You know, if they're, no matter what they're doing, if they're doing that job with a love and a passion, and that it's for the cause. Hey, I'm just a stone cutter, but I'm cutting this stone because it has the chance to be the keystone of this great cathedral that we're building. That's the kind of guy, that I respect and admire and want to learn from. And, not the guy, hey, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm cutting stone. What does it look like I'm doing? Let me move on to somebody else. That's not quite what we're looking for here. Competitors are welcome to the 2024 Los Angeles Chargers.
Competitors are welcome. What a shirt. What a mantra.
Hell yeah.
What a life motto in this entire thing. And how about you talking about that stone cutter right there? Just got to be jacked up.
Yeah.
What if that stone is the beginning of a cathedral that goes on to be one of the greatest places of all earth? I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I cut stone. Leave me alone. Okay, yeah, I don't want you cutting my fucking stone. Let me go ahead and get away from that guy. Coach, you're the best, man. Now, there are some things that you do after games that I think are a little bit different than most people. Go ahead, man.
Yeah, Coach, the Chargers social media team captures kind of the post games in your locker room, and one of the things that we love is the "For He's a Jolly Good Fellow" sing along. When did that start? And then also, when did the everybody get a high five somebody start as well?
Oh, the power of the high five. It's such a good feeling. Some other time I can tell you, that the day I fell in love with football, 9 years old, in Ann Arbor, Michigan, playing for the Ann Arbor Junior Packers, made my first tackle, and after that got my first high five. I mean, both fell in love with football that day, and also, the power of the high five. That's a great invention. And we. I mean, that's that. Love the high five.
How could you not?
What's the other question? Oh, sing. Yeah, we like to sing.
Get one here, huh?
Yeah, give each other a high five.
Boom!
Bam!
Boom!
Bam!
Boom! Boom!
Oh, my God.
Wow. Boom! Another one of those.
That was awesome, Coach.
Another one of those.
You're the best, Pat. You are the best.
You know what I think about you? For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. For he's a jolly good fellow. But nobody can deny. Love it.
You just like to, you like to sing. I mean, it's like when you're joyful and you witness that, the players out there playing football and competing with joy, and it just makes you joyful. You want to sing. In Michigan, we had a fight song. We'd always sing the fight song after the game in the locker room, but I don't think we have a fight song yet. So until we get one, I mean, we got "For He's a Jolly Good Fellow."
I think that's probably going to be locked in as the fight song
it.
going forward. But everybody in there is doing it. My takeaway as an ex-player, I think AJ's takeaway as well, and D-Butch is like, we're watching this, and you're doing things differently than everybody else does it, but your entire team is in.
Yeah.
And it's like very quickly it happens everywhere you go. You're a phenomenal leader. Let's talk about another guy who's seemingly a great leader that joined you over there.
Yeah, speak about buy-in. We got a chance to watch your last 2 games in Michigan with your defensive coordinator, Jesse Minter. I know specifically me and AJ talking just the pre-snap discipline, post-snap, and then to come to the NFL, back to the NFL for Jesse and yourself, just to have that buy-in and that complete turnaround with the defense over there in L.A. What is it about Coach Minter that he gets the guys on the same page? And when you watch the film, you could tell these guys absolutely love playing for each other out there.
Yeah. Well, we're probably going to have to just enjoy Jesse Minter while we have him. I mean, I get a feeling he could be a head coach next year. We'll be competing against him, but he is. I mean, like all those qualities. He's a humble warrior. I mean, his picture could be right up there next to it. And a jackhammer, but I'm about to go into a meeting with Jesse, and it's going to be. We played this, and then he's going to want. Well, we can get better at this. We had this many missed tackles, and we had the 2 defensive offsides penalties back to back, and he's always more is more for Jesse, but he's just intuitive. He knows what an offense. He knows offensive football, almost as well as defensive football. He knows how an offense is going to try to attack. There's some play callers that just have it too. He has it. In every way, this is, maybe if there's something to pat myself on the back of, yeah. I mean, I could see that just Jesse Minter is special. We got any kind of, we got a defensive coordinator role. This is who we have to have. We need, and get a guy like Jesse Minter hired. And then he's so humble too. I mean, he's always given the credit to to the other coaches that are on the staff, and he works so good. I mean, taking input, collaborative, I think people call it these days. Just pulls good out of everybody around him. I just couldn't say enough good things. But keep it going, Jesse. Doing an incredible job, and I'm sure that. Let me be the first to say it. And he's going to be a head coach in the National Football League, next year. And if I'm not the first to say it, then I'll add to the choir of voices. But I've got the eye too. My dad's a coach. My brother's a coach. I got 2 uncles that are coaches. Got a brother-in-law who's a coach. I mean, it's like my cousin Vinny. We got.
You could be a lawyer. Yeah, you could be a lawyer if you had to.
Everybody's a mechanic. He's a great coach.
Yeah. Congrats to Jesse being a head coach somewhere.
Oh, yeah, Jesse.
And also listening to the sorrow in your voice while you were saying, yeah, he's good, he's great, our team buys him, we're fantastic.
Enjoy him while you got him.
That's the modern world that we're in. But you talk about a lot of humble warriors here. Last question for you from Ty Schmidt.
Yeah, Coach, I think, you mentioned Herbert and just being like the consummate competitor that he is. But I think up until you got there, he was kind of more of a silent assassin, at least from the outside looking in. We never really saw too much emotion or anything like that from him. But this year, you can tell like he's really getting jacked up on the sideline, showing emotion. We saw he's speaking to the team in the locker room after the game. Do you think your personality and just how you are kind of unlocked something in him that was always there, and it just took a guy like you to bring him out? Or how have you seen that process of him being more of a vocal leader than he ever has been?
It definitely wasn't me. Because he's been that way since day one of when I got here. I mean, he's a fierce competitor. The way he works, I mean, that's nobody works harder. Nobody works smarter than Justin. I mean, it's everything he does. I mean, some guys, come in disheveled for a meeting or two. Maybe they overslept. Never with him. It's like he's here 2-3 hours before the meeting starts. Attentive, takes incredible notes. And then the other one, it's like never complacent. You hear the story of people that when they make a lot of money or they get a lot of money or come into money or whatever, money makes keep people complacent. Not Justin Herbert.
Makes his hair great, too. He's growing that back.
Yeah, fantastic.
He's got the good mane going. Yeah, they say it's hard to wake up and go to work sometimes when you're sleeping on satin sheets. It seems like everything Herbert's doing is only getting better and tougher and stronger. And after in the locker room when it was his time to talk, he said, so much to say, so little time. Let's go ahead and move forward. It's like, God, great personality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Talks his shit. Feels like you are creating an environment that anybody would want to play in that loves football. We appreciate the hell out of you, Coach.
Well, they're all welcome. Competitors welcome.
Humble warriors everywhere. Got to go to work, though. What you call your gym, an all-you-can-eat buffet whenever you got there?
Yeah, the weight room, that's an all-you-can-eat buffet.
You still in there eating or no?
Oh, yeah.
JJ told us that you were plugging in wires for the interview for CBS because they had to add a couple things. Is that accurate?
What'd he say?
He said you were plugging in cords. Something had to happen. You got like whenever they said.
Oh, we had to cut a little drag. When there was a they were trying to secure a riser, and me and Coach Herb said we got that. Just plop it down. We know how to sit on a chair it's on a riser. We don't have to anchor it into the cement.
You're the best.
You know how to use one of those, cranks and
yeah.
We know how to. I don't. Well, he knows how to do that. I know how to wedge things. The power of the wedge.
The power of Harbaugh.
Wedge it in there. You make a good foundation.
You're the best, ladies and gentlemen. Head coach of the Chargers. Good luck the rest of the way. Thank you for your time, Jim Harbaugh.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. The best.
Doesn't get better than that.
How great would it be to play for that guy's team?
How could you not buy in?
Every morning he's there waiting on you. Hey, we got some good food today. Did you see got new eggs? Tried new eggs? Eggs are good. Good protein. Good protein. What do you think? And then
Not a scared bird.
Somebody says something and they say like this. He goes, "Oh, I'm gonna keep that." That's genius. That's what. Did you hear what he just said? He just said, and then it's just like when you're talking about creating a culture, it's like he is boots on the ground, hands on deck, not dick, hands on deck.
Yep.
We are talking to everybody. We are lifting everything. It's like, no wonder it works.
Yeah.
No wonder it works everywhere, literally.
And it's a special on Amazon, I believe. I watched it a few months back, and it's about a team a few years ago. He was coaching Michigan. Team wasn't great, wasn't one of the playoff or national championship teams, but you could just tell he took the team over to Rome. A lot of people giving him shit about that, and you just watch the behind the scenes of how he is really day to day with as far as team building and coach building. And it's no wonder why he builds winners everywhere he goes. And it's not fake, you know what I mean? He's quirky, he's different, but he's real. Every day he's going to show up. And obviously in the National Football League, you need a quarterback, and Justin Herbert was that guy from the first time I saw him play. Literally, it's not that hard to make me a fan, but made me a real fan of the Chargers. And you hear him talk about Herbert. I've never heard a coach talk about their quarterback like Jim.
He's inhuman. He's our guardian of victory.
Yeah, that.
He is half man, half beast. He is a golden. He is, and everybody knows. Everybody knows we got to protect him. Okay, Khalil Mack knows. I know. Everybody knows.
Not a gene in my body.
I wouldn't trade with Justin Herbert. And then he's talking about how tough Justin Herbert is and how that radiates and oozes through the rest of the team. And then we got what we got going on in Indy. Let's get to a break. That's all I thought of when I was talking. I'm like, they sucked for a long time.
Yeah.
They couldn't win the games. We're talking about the Chiefs and the Lions, all these people winning these games. Mm-hmm. That's been the Chargers. Heartbreakers.
Yes.
Heartbreakers.
100%.
Can't get right. For some reason, not going to win. We're going to mismanage some situation. Mm-hmm. There's going to be some fuck up, and we're going to lose the game. And then Harbaugh gets in there, and I think we were one of the – I don't know how many people were. Let's assume everybody was. I don't like saying we're the only ones because we probably weren't the only ones. But as soon as we get there, we're like, they're going to win Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're going to Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. That's literally how we feel about Jim Harbaugh. And I think it is because he does things differently. And it's like if you want different results, you might need to have different techniques. And Jim Harbaugh, the way he goes about doing what he does, I don't know anybody that operates the way he does. And you're talking about having the success that he had at college, and then he's like, I need to get a Super Bowl. I need to get a Super Bowl. My dad was a coach, my brother's a coach, my brother-in-law's a coach, my 2 uncles are coaches. It's like, I need to do it. And he is all in all the time. Isn't he, AJ?
He said, I believe he said it's a joyful endeavor. He's like, it doesn't have to be a grind. And what do we hear from most people? Oh, the season's a grind, day in and day out. Here we go. And he's like, no, like it doesn't have to be that way. I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. It doesn't, I guess.
Yeah, you know how the season is, a bit repetitive, and he's like, we get another Wednesday, you mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is going to be the same exact Wednesday as last Wednesday. Yeah.
Thank God.
Oh, my God. That means we've already done it. Think about it. We already know what's coming. You ever see Groundhog's Day with Bill Murray? You ever see that? So, like, the 5th time he did Groundhog's Day, he knew what was coming. It was a lot better. He could kind of prepare for it. That's what we get to do on this particular Wednesday in the middle of the season. Oh, my God. And then think about next Wednesday, week 11, week 12. Oh, we're going to know even more about Wednesdays than we did. Like, that is such a... And then he said everything that happens, as long as the person exudes greatness... Talk about this tomorrow at the team meeting for sure. Look at that fucking grass cutter over there.
Yeah.
Cannot wait to talk about the lines and the attention to detail right here on this grass cutter. It's like, that is not normal, obviously. Mm-hmm. What a weapon it would be to have that around just throughout life. Like every day somebody being like, no, this doesn't fucking suck, actually. Look around, huh? Think about how bad this could be. And then pointing out the positive. People gravitate to him.
Oh, yeah.
That J.J. Watt meeting or interview with all 5 guys instead of just one-on-one, like you could tell they were all very excited when he was speaking about what the fuck was about to come out next, and they all had massive respect for him, which I love. I'm so happy for him.
For a guy that successful, too, like his willingness to evolve, because he does, like, the football aspect and, like, the coaching is probably pretty similar, but, like, that's not the exact same guy who was coaching the 49ers. You know what I mean? Like, I think he took everything when that kind of went sour towards the end and was like, okay, if I get another opportunity to do this after going to Michigan, like, he doesn't seem like the same guy.
Congrats, Chargers. You did it.
Got one.
Took them a while.
Yeah.
Took them a while.
Got it.
Largely the same roster, too.
Yeah. And he said he knew.
Yeah.
I love football. These guys love it. What do you say?
A lot.
There's a lot.
A lot of good shit.